I won't do it later. So while I'm thinking about it, and Rajni just said jumping on.
Oh,
So did
nice.
Adrian. Good. I am so excited for this. This is going to be so fun. I'm gonna,
Yeah, I'm excited too. Tina was pretty excited to hear about it.
I know this is going to be, I'm just really excited.
Whew.
Here comes Miss Rashni. Oh my goodness, we get to see you.
Oh,
So good to
Hi,
see you.
how are
I love
you?
it.
I'm good. How are you? I didn't know you were coming. I'm so excited.
Me too. I didn't know you were coming either.
Fun. How
Yeah.
fun, how fun, how fun.
How fun. Wow, Miss Stephanie, you're looking pretty fine. You're looking good.
You're sweet. Thank you. Vicky knows I've been under the weather. So
Have you?
yeah, just in case you hear a little bit of nasal, it's me. I kind
Oh,
of sound like a frog. Hopefully I don't have a cough, but if I do, I'll mute myself because it sounds awful.
what
Yeah.
happened? Like is it?
It's sinuses. It's a virus going around, but it starts with your sinuses with allergies. It goes into your throat, then it goes into your chest, and it's awful. Yeah.
So did you do an essential oil for that?
Oh boy, did I. Yeah, I told everybody on Monday morning, I said, okay, lime, thyme, and arbor vitae in a roller bottle because your throat hurts. And a lot of people think
Yeah.
you have strep throat because your throat hurts, but you don't. But it took it right away. So it was amazing. Adrian said she's coming too. So
Yeah. Um, you're the fourth person. Three were in the neighborhood, but you're the fourth who has told me about their struggles with congestion and their struggles with nasal, getting sick while they're traveling, coming home with it, and then being sick for 4 to 6 months.
hmm. Well, Mike is a week and a half ahead of me. And
Um,
today's the first day where he could dive. So and look at you, Miss People.
Adrian!
Oh my gosh.
I gotta go get my tea, but I'll be listening. I can hear
Okay.
you talking.
Right.
So I'm gonna run that. Hi everybody.
I'm so excited. I'm like, look at you. You guys look so amazing. Oh my gosh, you look
It's
so
so
good.
fun. I know. It's like reunion.
I know.
Mhm.
I love it. Okay. Well, if you guys don't mind, I just feel like I would love if it's okay just to start with a prayer. I just feel like God has been so good to all of us, and it would just be amazing just to start with a prayer. So if it's okay with you, I'm just going to say a prayer and then I'll share. Our Father in heaven, we're so grateful for this day. We're grateful for the opportunity which we have to meet together. We're so grateful for Zoom and for the technology that we have. We're grateful to be reunited as sisters and as friends. And we're so grateful for the blessings of knowing one another and for each and every person that is here and for the talents and the energy that they bring. We ask at this time that your spirit will be here and that our hearts will be opened and we can see a bigger vision of how we can serve your children in a greater capacity. Again, we're so grateful for all that we have, and we recognize all we have comes from you. And these things we say in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Nice,
Okay.
beautiful player.
Oh, thank you. So, so let me just kind of tell you where I'm at. So what happened was, there is a competition. It's called Diamond Club. And so basically what happens is if you're rank advancing, whether you're diamond or if you're going to rank to blue diamond or presidential diamond, it's this time where you get a code and you get to use that code. Everybody on your team uses that code and you get free oils, but you're doing a lot of teaching. So you're helping other people launch their business. So our team decided to do diamond and silver club. So we're doing our own silver club. So like, if you're like, hey, I want to do Silver Club, I would highly suggest that you say yes, fill out the form. Anyway, there's things to that, but you each had an email that came out last Sunday. So if you want more information, just read that information. So what happened was I have been just kind of praying about what can we do to win Diamond Club. So winning Diamond Club, it- what's funny is I'm not competitive at all, but I want to win. And I don't want to win because because I'm not competitive. I want to win because I want to show that anyone can do this.
Mhm.
Like anybody can do this. So, and I'm really good. Like, my average is I average bringing 5 new people in a month. So
Wow.
people who win bring in 100 to 300 people a month. Now, not just
Wow.
them, their team, right?
Wow.
So the most that our team has brought in is 120. So I'm like, wow, how could we make this work? Well, lots of things started falling into place. And one of the biggest things that fell into place was so a couple last week I had signed up for this it's with a doctor, and basically what you do is you see how much heavy metals you have. Anyway, they do the exact same thing that we do for doTERRA, except for the fact that they're very good at manipulating. We don't manipulate,
Mhm.
but they did. But the whole entire time I was like, stay open, just stay open, stay open, stay open, stay open. And I'm like, wait a minute. What if we could have a funnel that people could see an ad, people could come in, they could take an assessment, and we could help them on a 90 to 120 day foundational wellness. And what if we were the coaches for that? Because you need lots of coaches. And what if we had a doctor who we have, who, if there's some heavy detoxing needed, she could give them a prescription where they could go and get a heavy metal detox. They could take a test, they could see where they're at, and then they could do it afterwards. And so basically, that's what I want to do. I want to create, and let me revamp this. We have a funnel because I started this and it never took off. I want this to take off, and I want us to be a part of it. Now, that being said, there's like 3 other people that I want to collaborate with also that are not on they're on our team, but they're on different legs. One of them is a doctor. That's Jenna. We need her because if someone has so let me back up. I'm getting all of this that I'm getting from came from a class, and I will send you that class. And one of the things that they're showing is Dr. Watts showed us that our intake of toxicity has skyrocketed
Mhm.
from the different jabs to, I mean, it's just skyrocketed. And so right now, our liver is not clearing out, and they're seeing an increase in cancers that they've never seen before, and
Mhm.
cancers that they've never seen before. And they're seeing different things. Vicky, I hope you don't mind. I'm going to use part of your class yesterday. There's a rare form disease, and it's no longer rare. And we're seeing it over and over again. Here's the problem with it. It's called Pott's disease. It's passed down from mother to daughter. Men are not supposed to get it. It's only passed down from mother to daughter. And guess what we're seeing? We're seeing people that have Pott's disease over and over again. So, and we know there's a correlation with the jab, but we can't prove it. But there's just a lot of things going. But one of the things that Dr. Watt said is when people are feeling bad, allergies are up. Why are allergies up? And you could take me because I'm not clearing out. My liver needs to be detoxed.
Mhm.
So, and that's one of the things he said. He goes, we're seeing people that have never been sick that are now getting sick and very long time getting over it. Even depression. So anxiety, depression, it all goes in there. Our livers are not being detoxed. So anyway, he came up with this 120-day program. I'm sorry, that's not true. 90-day program. And let me just share with you, and I apologize, Vicky, you get this twice. But along with this program, this is what I want to do. So let me just share my screen with you. This is what the first month looks like. So basically what I want is I want to figure out what would be the best way to get people into our funnel and to get them part of this program. So there's a couple of things that I know. Number one, yes, you're going to be paying for product, but we also need to have them pay for coaching. Why? Because you guys know, I don't need to explain this to you. You all know. So we need to come up with different funnels that are going to help us, because I don't want to do just one. I want to do like a couple and see which ones work the best. So let me back up, because this is ADD, so let me stop. This is called Renew You. So this is the 90-day reset. This is prepare phase month 1. So all we're doing is we're preparing the body. And the only way that we can prepare it is to clean out the kidney and the liver. And we do it through these. So if you're looking at this, these are different products, as you guys know. So you guys are used to your LLV, but notice you have your Omega, you have your VMZ, you do not have the CRS. So you do not have the can't remember sugar in there. And the reason why is because milk thistle is in there, and milk thistle helps detox metals. We don't want that on the first month, not yet. But what we do want is the MetaPower, the Mito2 Max, because we want to give them energy. But if they started taking the CRS, a lot of times what happens is they have other issues because of the milk thistle, because it's detoxing them too fast. So there's no CRS the first month. You have your Terrazyme, you have your PB Assist. I'm sorry, you have your Probiome. You also, which is new, is your Zindicrine, and your Zindicrine is going to be what cleans out your liver. And then, because we're seeing a lot of cellular inflammation, we need to get citrus in you. And one of the best ways to get citrus in you is a blend with the MetaPower. So you're getting grapefruit, lemon, tangerine, you're getting all of them, and that has limonene. So it's going to be breaking down. So that first month, you should see a lot of inflammation decrease. You should also have some energy, and their gut is just starting to kind of go, this is kind of nice. So basically, that's what we're doing. The first month is we're just meeting the basic needs to prepare them to detoxify the second month. Everyone good on that?
Yeah.
And this just goes through here. And so the only thing, well, anyway, so the second month is basically the cleanse and restore. The only thing different that we're going to add is we're going to add fiber, because we want the detoxification to be pooping out and not being used in the liver. We don't want the liver to have to continue to filter that. And so we just add fiber. Anyway, this whole thing though, I mean, we don't need to go over it. It's not, as far as you have this, and I'll make sure that I put everything in an easier spot for you guys to find too, but you can go through this whole thing. It's amazing.
Wow.
So my question for you is, number one, to go through this. Number two, I have a feeling, you guys, this is going to take off. So there's another part of this. I met a gentleman from Israel, and he used to do ads. He would do 30 million a month, $30 million he would spend on ads. Now, I had him give me proof. I'm like, I'm so sorry, I've been scammed before. You have to give me proof. So he did. He and his wife gave me proof. So I know it's true. One of the things that he told me is, he said, if you want, I can coach you on what to do next. Because that's not what he does. He does something else, but he's like, when I asked him, this is what I need, he was like, I think I could make that work. Because I don't know ads, but I mean, I should put it this way. I've tried ads. I haven't been very good at them. And he's like, well, I have. So let's make this work. Anyway, so that's what I want, is for ads to be coming in, for us to collaborate and say, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? And then to try them. Have different pilots where we're just trying. And then to launch it. And then you can choose where you want to be. Meaning, yes, we need nutritional coaches. We also need coaches on essential oils. We also will need mindset coaches. But to me, the biggest thing that we need is someone that is going to figure out, or it doesn't even have to figure out. We need to decide, do we want automation for accountability? We need something for accountability because literally, you guys, we're asking them to change their lifestyle. And most people, they do really well for about 5 days and then that's it. And so we need something that literally by the time they're done, they're like, this is amazing. Because they're going to be the ones who are going to refer back.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm going to stop talking. What do you guys hear?
I hear promotion. I hear after we review and we test the pilots, I hear promotion within your own local network, wherever that may be, if it's on Facebook, if it's on LinkedIn, Instagram, wherever you like to play, I hear promotion. I hear signing up. I hear that accountability should be something that is texted, not even emailed, just text and say, how's it going? And email automation is fast, it's quick, its response time is fast and quick. I don't think creating anything more complex than that because
Nope.
the world is just fast. The world is, people are reading stuff. Even my posts at times are much shorter than they used to be. People are not reading.
Yep.
But if somebody is held accountable for a minute to 2 minutes of their time, we have more retention and they're not going to fall off and say, I didn't want to do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love that. Thank you. And I just put in there, there's one other part, and that is, this is a vitality assessment. And so one of the things that I'm going to show you guys, one of the things that I think would be incredible is before we even get them on a call, have them do a vitality assessment so we know where they're at and then we know where to take them. And so what I want to do is tap into our strengths. Right? Because each of us has certain strengths. And so let's tap into those strengths. Meaning, if you're great at closing and calls, then say, hey, I want to do calls. Or if you're like, no, I don't want to do calls, then don't do them. This is where I feel like we really want to tap into each other's strengths. If you're like, I love the mindset, I want to work on the mindset, then by all means be like, okay, I want to do the mindset. Don't feel like we only need one of like if 2 people want mindset, don't feel like it's one. Remember, this is a team right here. And this team is where we can move, we can do really whatever you want. Thing that I love most about this is once we build that community and that community is built, then if you are like, I want to do retreats, guess what? You can do a mindset retreat because now you have 100 people who know you as a mindset coach. And you can say, I want to do a mindset retreat. Let's say you have, you want to do a women's retreat, whatever it is. We just built a community for that. So my question is, number one, is this something, like I said, I'll send you anything you guys want. Is this something that you want to do? Number two, then all I'm going to ask is for the next 2 weeks, just meet together for 1 hour out of the week, wherever it's good for you. And all we're going to do is say, okay, I think it would be good if we did a video on this. And then we use this, because remember what we're doing is we're figuring out what is working. We're just figuring out the algorithm. The other thing we want to decide is where. Do we want LinkedIn? Do we want YouTube? Do we want Facebook? Where do we want the ads to be ran? And then last but not least is, and yes, we're going to be investing in it, but I want your verbal, yes, that's what we want to be spending. Like, how much should we be spending on ads? Is it 1,000 a day? What is it? But I really want us to come up with something like a business plan. You know, when I say a business plan, it's not a business plan, where we say, yes, this is what we've agreed to do, and this is what we're doing,
Mhm.
if that makes any sense.
Yep.
So I have to tell you, I am so excited when this was like going in my brain. Oh, poor Adrian, because I'm like, Adrian, I gotta talk to you. Because it was just like, oh my gosh, there's just so much here that could build off of this easily.
Yes. Yes.
Easily. And I truly believe, you guys, I truly believe that this plus what we're doing, like our Wednesday workshops, plus, you know, inviting those that we invited and then for them to host a class. I feel like when we're doing all of those things, this is just an extra bonus that we didn't even plan on. But I really feel like this could be something that we could win. Because when I spoke to Yaron is the gentleman from Israel, he said, how many people do you want a month? And I
Mm.
said, could I say 300? And he goes, you can say whatever number you want. You just have to have a number. And so I was like, okay, 300. I want 300. And then that's the first thing he said. You're going to have a lot of things automated, but you're also going to have a team.
Mhm.
300 people, you know, that's a lot of people. And of course we don't want them to fall through the cracks. So he can do the automation part of it. And then what he's going to do is, like I said, he would coach us on ads. And I think, to be honest with you, I don't think there's one of us that wouldn't want to be coached on ads to learn better.
Yeah.
And can I tell you
That's a
something?
good point.
This is what he said to me. He goes, Stephanie, if anyone tells you that they can do your ads and make you money, you turn the other way and you run. All they want is for you to take their money, for
Mm.
them to take your money. And then he said, and if they sit there and tell you that they can teach you how to do ads through a program, again, they just took your money. And I said, then how do you do it? And he said, you have to be working with a coach every week where you're looking at the algorithm and then you're going back and you're fixing things. He said, the problem is people want somebody else to do it. They're not invested.
Mm.
Why do they care if you get somebody? You've already
Yeah.
paid them.
Mhm.
He goes, so you have to have those that are invested doing the work. And the sad part is the people that are invested don't want to do the work. So they're, you know, saying, here you go, here's the money. There you go. So that was one of the things he said. He goes, you got to talk to your team. You have to come up with a budget. You have to say, yes, this is. And he said, once we start seeing, you know, which takes off, then you can increase your budget. You can say, okay, this is really working. Let's do this. And again, like I said, what he does is the automation side. So, and he was asking me of some of the things. So anyway, we just have to decide, is this something you want to do? So what I'm asking is, do a little bit of research, do your homework, and then pray about it. And if it is, I'm just gonna let you know I'm all in. I'm doing this. I'm so doing this. Would I love for you guys to be a part of it? Absolutely. Do I need you? Yes, I do. But if you're like, this just doesn't vibe with me, I mean, I love you no matter what. So
Okay.
don't feel like I'm trying to twist your arm, because I'm definitely not.
Okay.
I really feel that this is a godsend and that this could be so incredible.
Mm. And we're talking about one funnel, Stephanie, one,
Yep.
right? And
So just a minute, Rashni, let me explain something. So it is one funnel, but we have different versions of the funnel.
yeah,
Does that make
okay.
sense? So it might be, it might, like, for example, it might be, there's a video talking about the vitality assessment, how, you know, why it's so important. And then they take the vitality assessment and then they sign up for a call, right?
Okay.
It could be that we talk about detoxing. and
Mhm.
how to get a kit and to fill out the vitality assessment and then get a kit for the
Okay.
detoxing. So that's what I'm talking about. We're gonna have like an A, a B, and we're always going against one of them. So Yaron, what he said is he's like, if you guys could just come up with 4 different ones, then we'll start pinning them against each other and see which one works. Pretty soon, the rhythm, the algorithm will show us. And it's like what he said. He goes, your diamond club starts in September. And I'm like,
Mm.
right. And he's like, okay, so it gives us a little bit of time where we can continuously tweak it. So by the time September comes, you guys have got it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
And-
so this is something like we're looking at like not launching this in 2 weeks. We're looking at
This was,
learning it,
yep,
hashing it all out, coming up with the game plan and all
Yep.
that. Okay.
and
Okay.
it's and on that, it's continuously learning. So every
Yeah.
week, Yarn will be looking at, he's like, I know you don't know the numbers. That's okay. I do. So he's going to be looking at the numbers and then he'll be telling us, okay, this needs to be tweaked, this. And then he'll be like saying, okay, this one can be X'd, that one didn't work. So pretty soon, now you're just working with 2 funnels. And what you want is you want to continue with 2 funnels and you want to keep tweaking. So the tweaking, and that's one of the things he said, he goes, as soon as they tell you that this works and you're not tweaking, you're in trouble. So there'll always be a little bit of tweaking. We'll always be looking at, he'll always be coming on and saying, okay, these are your numbers. There'll always be a little bit of tweaking. But it's not something that in 2 weeks we're going to have done. There's no way. And that's one of the things he said. He goes, this is good because it gives you time to figure stuff out. And then he also, just to let you know, he said, by the way, Stephanie, I will not work with you unless you can guarantee me that you'll spend 30 hours a week. This is for me personally. When I give you homework, that you'll spend 30 hours a week going through and getting this. And
Wow.
I said, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to really think about this. And he said, okay, but I'm not going to take you unless you can guarantee me that you'll do 30 hours a week. And so I asked him, could you explain to me, what that would look like? And he said, yeah. And so he basically gave me a funnel and said, I want you to take this funnel and here's the algorithm. He showed me what the numbers were. And then he said, find me 3 funnels that beat this. Well, I don't know how to even do that. So yeah. So I had to do a lot of, research. But one of the things he told me is he said, I cannot teach you what's in my head. I can only give you what I know, and I can only give you what you know through experiences. If I just go and show you this is what it is, it doesn't make any sense to you, Stephanie. You're not going to have me forever. One day you'll say, I don't need you. That's my goal. So he said, I'm asking is that you just get a crash course on this. And he's right. It's the only way that makes it work. And that's what he said. He goes, unless you're just planning on doing this for 3 months and then saying, forget. And I was like, no. And he's like, right. You want to do this forever. So that means you're going to be tweaking consistently. So I was very grateful that he was so honest, like almost brutally honest, because literally I had to go apologize to my husband of how much money I wasted thinking somebody else was going to do my ads.
Oh, no. But you can claim that hopefully on tax.
Well, that's called ignorant, right?
Oh, no.
There's a big box right there. That's me. So anyway, this is just what I would love for you guys to do is
Okay.
to see this. What's awesome is it can be done in any country, you guys. We could do this anywhere,
Okay.
like literally. It can be done in Canada. Let's say and this could be fun too, right? It could be like after Diamond Club, because Diamond Club is US and Canada. But let's say as a team, we get together and say, hey, where does everyone want to build? And we say India. We could actually target this to India and start a whole team in India. And then it could be,
Wowing.
yeah. And then it could be, okay, now where do we go? Oh, you know what? I want to go to Bali. So we could do the same thing. That's what I think is incredible. And that's something that Yaron told me. He's like, Stephanie, you have to remember with the knowledge that I'm going to be teaching you, you could transform this and move it to wherever you wanted.
Okay.
That's what I loved. Yeah.
Are you recording your meetings with him?
I'm asking him I asked him if we could all be together
Okay,
when we do it. And
okay,
he said yes.
Okay.
Our hardest part right now is finding a time because he's in the UK.
Mm.
okay.
Oh my gosh. And
So
so,
that's 6 hours ahead of us. Well, depending on where he is.
well, you,
Me, yeah.
yeah. So that's been the hardest thing, to be honest with you.
Right.
I mean, I don't mind doing 4 a.m. With him, but I haven't felt well. So 4 a.m. was
Mhm.
like, oh, I'm so sorry, I can't do it. So hopefully after this week, it'll be a much better. But I would like that we're all on there together because I feel like we hear different things because of our experiences. And so then I feel like when he leaves, then we could say, okay, what about this? What about that? You know what I mean? I just think it'd be a much smarter move. Because I'm
Is
honest, my knowledge of that is really tiny.
Mm.
well, and I like that kind of technical stuff, so that will pique my analytical mind.
Yay.
I know, and it was so funny too. Like literally when I talked to him, I'm like, oh my gosh, where is Adrian?
Yeah, I'll
Oh,
probably eat that up. How is 4 a.m. for everybody else? Well, 4 a.m. your time, Stephanie?
yeah, it was 4 a.m. my time.
Oh, okay. All right, so that's 6 a.m. mine. All right, so that would make it harder because I'm like, I could actually do a 4 a.m. and then I could go to bed, but that would be my time. So that would 6
Yeah,
a.m. my time is probably too
that's the,
late.
that's the only thing that's to be honest with you, that's the only thing that's been hard is just trying to find a consistent time.
Mm.
So put some
What
time.
time is it for him when it's 4 a.m. for you?
Eh,
It was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think it was 2.
2 in the afternoon?
Yeah. And that was hard for him.
Oh, okay.
2 in the afternoon was hard for him. Because he and his wife, um, I apologize, you guys. He told me what they do, and I can't remember. They do something. And so he was actually he took whatever he did, he took a break or whatever to eat me. But it was weird because on his sign up, that was the only times that were available was 4 a.m. And then when I told him that, he was like, that's really odd. So
Where
Hmm.
did you say he is?
He's got to look at his calendar.
in
Okay.
the UK,
So the UK is depending on it's like 5 or 6 hours depending on where
Yes.
Yeah.
where
So
Okay.
we're East Coast. The three of us are East Coast.
he's not
Well,
UK.
what are you? Are you,
Jordan.
Key, are
He's-
you East Coast or Central Time?
I'm
East
east.
I'm Eastern.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me too.
So you guys are all Eastern but me. So it'd
Mhm.
be easier for me to follow your time.
Mm.
Okay. And I apologize. He's Jordan. He's from Jordan. I mean, he's living in Jordan, not UK. Sorry. I don't even know where UK came from. I'm gonna blame it on the oils. I don't
What if this is just I just channeled something here. Would he be open to recording himself for us and us meeting so that he's still engaged, but we are watching what he's given to us, asking questions of each other, and if there's anything you have to bring back to him, would he be open to that?
That's a
Just so,
question. Let me ask him. I'm pretty sure he is because it took us almost 2 weeks to meet.
Yeah.
The time difference.
yeah,
And he was embarrassed. Like he's like, I am so sorry. I'm like, it's okay, it happens. So I do think so.
you
And
think,
and even if it's a case where we can't all meet,
Mhm.
as long as maybe a couple of us can meet with him and then we record it and then the other two watch, and then, you know, the four of us meet and
Mm.
discuss from there. That's
Mm.
an option too. So just, I would say, yeah, the recording. Does he mind if we record it?
I'm
think
sure
so,
he
yeah.
wouldn't. And
Yeah.
the reason why I say that is because when we met, he's like, "Do you want this to be recorded?" He
Okay.
asked, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Yes. Can I?" And he's like, "Yeah, and you can review it." I
Neat.
said, "Perfect."
Okay, good.
Um,
I have ideas for the accountability part. It might be bigger than, you know, the kind of the easy way that Roshni described it, because I was already working on that consciously creating consistency challenge that I
Mm.
was
right.
making. So I was already, you know, planning that, which was going to be a community of people and having accountability and stuff like that. So that is something that, you know, could morph into this, and then we could just decide how we want to bring that out.
That's a great idea. I
So
love that.
what we do in the music industry, accountability is really big, and we often have accountability partners.
Right.
So two people are
Mm.
assigned to each other, and they're
Yeah.
to go back and forth each day. And I think that works really good too, because
Mhm.
then you have two people getting to know each other, really getting to support each other, and then it really feels accountable versus
Mhm.
getting, just an email
Hmm.
that's not nearly as personal. You're developing a relationship.
Sure.
I think the human connection right now is super, super important. So I think the personal coaching aspect is really huge. And I think that the community and small group act is really, really big too. And so even if we, you know, somehow break this down into smaller groups so that it is a community, you get that synergy. I mean, there's scientific evidence behind that,
Yeah.
especially with mindset when multiple people in a small group have the same intention. I mean, there's a lot that can go into that. I just started a course um, with Lynn McTaggart. I don't know if you all have heard of her, Power of Eight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called the Power of Eight. So I just
Yep.
started her Intentions Essential course, which I'm sure I know all of the things that she's talking about already because I did the Mindset Mastery course. So it's all the same. It's all universal law. It's just everybody saying it a different way.
Mm.
But I wanted, because of the research that she's done over the past 25 years, and like she has people that were in a Power of Eight group. One lady was going to be going blind, was having macular degeneration. And one time her group did the intention meeting just for her eyes to be healed. And when she went back to the doctor, whether it was a couple weeks or a month or so, it had completely reversed.
Wow.
So like miracles are happening because that's how this works.
And 8 is such
And
a powerful number.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And so like I just started that. It was Saturday. I couldn't be live, so I've got to watch that. And that's only like a 6-week course.
Wow.
So that will be, you know, complete too. And so that would be really awesome to be able to incorporate something like that in here. And when you said, you know, the disease and everything, the training I'm in right now for its energy, mind, and emotions, stress is the number one thing that's causing all of this because it lowers your immune system. And once that goes, then you've got the inflammation increases, and then welcome all issues.
Yeah.
And so tackling this on every front, you know, especially the nutrition too. I mean, the American diet, our food is not the same that it was
Yeah.
50, 100 years ago. The quality of our soil is lower. We don't have the nutrients in the soil, so it's not going into the food. And you just cannot get it, even if you are eating a healthy diet. You still cannot get the nutrition that you need.
Absolutely.
And so supplementation, unfortunately, is now becoming a
Huge.
necessary thing where before it was supplemental.
Yeah.
And now it is becoming necessary.
Absolutely.
So this will be really, really, really cool. And I was going to start recording yoga videos soon. Like that's on my thing to do, like yoga for super beginners. I want to do because I want to look silly, not like intentionally, but like I want to wobble, and I know I will because I'm not in the shape that I would prefer to be in. And I want to be stiff. I want my forward fold to look like I'm barely, like I'm still sitting up, or because that's what it looks like when you're starting out, when you've been sitting. Everybody's, if you're working from home, most people are sitting way, way more than they used to. And so we're stiff.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. So this could be really, really interesting on multiple levels.
Yep.
Okay, so do you think, okay, so I'm not gonna do anything yet, except I'm just gonna start a Google Drive. And I'm gonna start putting down a lot of the ideas that we just talked about. I'm gonna put those in the Google Drive. What
Okay.
for you guys to do is pray about it. So today is, what is today? Tuesday.
18.
Tuesday.
Today's Tuesday. Um, does, can I say, is Friday a good day where you guys could say, yes, I'm in? Does that give enough time?
Yep.
Okay,
For me, I'm okay.
okay. And you guys are shaking your heads. Okay, so let's, what's gonna happen is I'll text you individually on Friday and just say, hey, you in or out. And please, if it's a no, please, I mean, I love you. That will never change. And then what I'd love to do is just start a Google Drive, get really, really organized, and start adding things like what you just said, Adrian, right? Just adding different things in. I will talk to, we need to figure out a time with him. That could be consistent. So, but that can come up just a little bit later. And then I'll show you the funnel that we've already started. So Raj already made this funnel for me. But I'll show you the funnel, and then we can decide how we want it to go, what we want to change and move forward, and we'll make it our own. And then we'll meet with Yarn, and he can start telling us what we need to do.
What do you think the time commitment per week would be?
That's a good question.
That is a good question, and I apologize. I don't even know.
Yeah,
To be honest with you, I think at the beginning,
probably going to be considerable.
I think at the beginning, it's gonna be considerable for me because I'm far behind when it comes to ads. Bottom line.
Yeah.
And then I think what's gonna happen is it's gonna taper down. And then I think it's gonna be
Mhm.
very consistent after that. And
Yeah.
then maybe every once in a while, it might be a little bit more, depending on if we need to tweak something. But I think to be honest, and this is one of the things he told me, that's why he said 30 hours, you have to guarantee me 30 hours a week. And I said, for how long? And he goes, 4 weeks, 1 month. And I said, okay, I could do that.
Mm.
I could do 1 month. So, and then it was funny because then he's like, okay, it has to be consistent for 4 weeks. So the only time I have it consistent for a week is right after Cousins Camp. So I'm going to start it the second week of July. So, that's what I
Okay.
see. To be honest with you, Adrian, I don't see it.
Okay.
And I'm going to be honest, completely honest with you. I do not want this to be like it was with Ahava. Like
Oh, it can't be.
no, I
It
don't want,
can't be like
I want
that.
this to be fun. I want this where we're collaborating. I want this to be creative.
Right.
I just want it to be fun.
Right.
And I do. And that's one of the things I told Yaron. I go, yes, I'm gonna have to study and figure things out, but I want it to be fun.
Mhm.
And I want it to be also where there's boundaries.
Mhm. Yeah.
There's got to be boundaries.
Yeah.
So
And open communication.
absolutely.
We have got to, if something's bothering somebody or what, we have got to say, hey, I'm telling myself this story,
Yep.
and get that cleared up.
Absolutely. Agreed. So agreed. And I think that's one thing that I think is great about us four is we
Mhm.
already have that. We already do that with one another. So I think that's really good.
Yeah, I
Well,
think,
and we all went through what we went through, so we see what it looks like when you don't do that, and when someone's not receptive to what it is that they're doing, when they're not receptive to hearing
Exactly.
what other people are seeing, then, you know, poo goes on the fan. So
Exactly. Exactly.
So, a really
goes
wonderful
on
way.
the fan.
poo goes
That was-
on the fan.
That was a really
Is that-
wonderful way to take a terrible experience and give it purpose, Adrian.
Yeah.
I love it. It's really good.
Yeah.
I think we are, I'm just speaking from the heart. I think we are, a good team, a really great team. We communicate well. And if there's any shit that we have to clear out, we will clear it. We just keep it clean and fun, and we can work with each other's talents, speak openly, honestly, and support each other. And if you're triggered by it, say, I'm triggered by this, and you help each other to heal, which is
Right. Because
this
that's
is one of our
perfect
gifts are.
thing. Exactly. That's a perfect thing. I mean, if you're triggered, awesome. What is in
Awesome.
there? Because now that's ready to heal. And that's a perfect example for the mindset and the stress part. Like we will be
Right.
teaching people how to move through that. Because
Right.
it's not, the course I'm in, she just explained it beautifully. And it really helped me understand triggers is that when you're triggered, that's not the initial instance. It's the stimuli that happens. Then you give it meaning. Then the trigger comes. So there's space between the stimulus and the trigger. And it all has to do with the meaning that you've assigned to that stimuli. And so then we get into beliefs, the thoughts. What are we saying to ourselves? What does this mean about me? And that's where change comes. That's where change happens. Pattern interrupts.
Are you a mindset
So,
coach?
I mean, I might be, maybe.
I wonder what.
I know. I just,
Guys,
I know. I love the name. I love the name that, it's one of the great things that came from Travis is, the life doula, the name that he gave me.
Oh, wow.
So a life doula.
So beautiful.
Guys, I apologize. I now am going to be bawling my head off, but I have to take my daughter to the Provo Missionary Training Center because she'll be serving a mission for our church at 1. And so it's like,
Okay.
Okay.
so I
Got a few
apologize.
minutes.
Yeah, I have to run her over there, but I just want to before I go, I just want to let you know how much I love each and every one of you, and you're just so dear in my heart, and I hope you know that. And I want this to be successful, not only for each one of you, but for those other people who have been waiting and just saying, one day I'm going to be healthy, and one day I'm going to do
Yeah.
the things that I want to do. And so I'm
Mhm.
excited that we get to watch this beautiful healing. So that being said, I apologize. I'm gonna end the meeting right now, but
Okay.
I'll meet you on Friday, and I love you.
Okay. Good luck with everything. Thanks for bringing us together, Steph.
You're so welcome.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Thank
okay.
you.
Nice to see you all. Okay. Stay
Yes.
blessed. Bye
Bye.
now.